Mr. Speaker, sir, the road infrastructure network under the Fiji Roads Authority consists of around 6,400 kilometers of the slightly more than 11,000 kilometers of roads that we have in this country. It includes 1,390 bridges and crossings. These bridges and crossings form part of the road network, and they're very important to the network itself. Over the years, Mr. Speaker, sir, some of the factors that have affected our bridges and crossings are aging infrastructure. A lot of them are quite old. The impact of natural disasters, floods, landslides, and also the overloading. When a lot of these crossings and bridges were built, they did not have the kind of heavy vehicles that we have now on the roads that are using our roads in Fiji. A significant increase in the number of heavy trucks on the Fiji network has caused accelerated deterioration of the infrastructure that we have. And we have had to impose restrictions in a number of areas, in bridges and so forth. In this regard, Mr. Speaker, sir, the renewal and replacement program for bridges and crossing is very important. Replacing bridges and crossings on time is critical, as if we delay any such exercise, it can mean more maintenance costs over time and also pose a risk to those who use those at-risk infrastructure. The selection of these bridges and jetties is determined on the inspection carried out through our national road infrastructure network. So the FRA inspects them, identifies the ones that are most at risk, that are heavily used, and then it categorizes the ones that need to be fixed immediately and those that can be done progressively over time, and those for which you don't have to replace it, but you can just do a little remedial work so that it can still be used. Government has committed unprecedented funding allocations in recent years and has vastly expanded and upgraded the country's entire land transportation network to provide new levels of access and far greater mobility for our people. Over the past few years, the funding for this has been consistently between $30 to $15 million that has been allocated for the upgrade and replacement of existing critical bridges and crossings. The renewal and replacement for bridges and jetties will be pursued on a bigger scale. In doing so, the replacement for 40 new critical bridges is currently being undertaken in phases, with the design phase, and then eventually we'll be looking to see how we can fund all of these critical new bridges. The recent program of improvements to the road infrastructure network achievements, we've had 76 new bridges and crossing renewals and replacement completed across Fiji. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir.